Good afternoon to all of you. We will resume from where we stopped, but with a different witness. Mr. Kanyi, you're welcome. First, before we go in detail, I think it will be important for us to do a quick introduction so that you can identify members of the committee by their names, and of course, the council as well. I am Honorable Abdullah Aziz, the chairperson of the Special Select Committee. Quickly, can we run through?
Honorable Malisisi, Vice Chair.
Honorable Sirusar, Member.
Omar Jami, Member.
Honorable Alhaji Mbo, a member.
Good afternoon. I am Lamin M. Diba, counsel to the committee. On my left is Ms. Aji Senika, also counsel to the committee. On my right, it's Mr. Tony F. Mendy. He's an assistant legal person to the committee.
Thank you so very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Kanyi. On behalf of the Special Select Committee of the National Assembly, I welcome you to this sitting convened to inquire into the sales and disposal of assets identified by the Commission of Inquiry into the financial activities of public bodies, enterprises, and offices in relation to their dealings with the former President Yahya Janneh and connected matters. You are appearing today in response to a summons duly issued by this committee to provide testimony on matters within your knowledge that are relevant to the subject of our inquiry. Please be reminded that you are appearing under oath and pursuant to the provisions of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. It constitutes contempt of the National Assembly to knowingly withhold, misrepresent, or conceal any information relevant to the committee's work. Furthermore, please be advised that in accordance with parliamentary privilege, any statement or testimony you provide before this committee shall not be used against you in any court of law, except in case of perjury, that is where it is proven that you knowingly and deliberately provided false information while under oath. You are therefore expected to cooperate fully and provide truthful, accurate, and complete response or responses to the questions posed to you, whether by the committee's legal counsel or by honorable members of this committee. The committee appreciates your presence and expects your utmost candor and cooperation throughout this proceeding. Thank you so very much. Secretariat, can we administer the oath before we allow him to say anything?
I, C.D. Kanyi, do solemnly and sincerely and truly swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Kanyi. Thank you so very much. Counsel, over to you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Good afternoon once more, Mr. Kanyi. Please kindly state for the record your name and a brief background. Please include in that background the date of your appointment and yes, perhaps let's limit it to that. Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and committee members and team of councils. My name is C.D. Kanyi. Currently working at the Gambia Transport Service Company as its general manager. Before that, I was working with Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation. There I served for about 15 years, rising through the ranks to the level of senior manager operations and head of benefits unit. Then transferred to Gambia Transport Service Company as its first general manager 2013 up to date. I just want to highlight that during the 12 years of my service or the existence of the company, I had a short break, an interruption in my service with GTSC from June 2016 to December 2017. Yes, so there was that 18 months break in the 12 years of GTSC's existence for me in terms of service. Regarding my educational background, I went through the normal Gambia educational system. Primary school, Bakau Primary School, secondary technical school, Latrikunda LK, and did my GCE O and A levels at St. Augustine's High School. Then went to Malaysia to do my bachelor's in economics. Then my master's in Ghana from Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration in public sector management. That's basically my background. As I said, worked for 15 years with Social Security, then about 10 years with GTSC. That's where I'm currently serving as General Manager.
So, Mr. Kanye, except for that 18-month lapse, you have practically been the only office holder as General Manager of GTSC.
That's correct.
Is there an explanation for the gap? Did you go on further studies, or was it an administrative leave of some sort?
My services were terminated for that period. Then I resumed or reinstated in January 2018.
And during that time that you were terminated, can you guide this committee as to who was the general manager?
Mr. Habib Drame.
And Mr. Drame was there throughout that time, right? That 18-month time.
Up to early December, I think he was appointed minister. Then there was a brief gap before I resumed. Then the company was overseen by another person for a brief one as an overseer. Just about 2 weeks or 1 month.
Do you have a name?
Raymond Cisse.
That is Raymond Cisse.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Kanye, can you guide this committee as to the general duties and functions of the general manager of the GTSC? What is your role?
As the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the company, I'm responsible for almost everything. General management, being responsible for its finances, the human resources, everything that will progress the company rests on my shoulders. Everything about GTSC, traffic operations, finances, human resources, everything. So I'm just the CEO, the overall head. Whatever concerns the company is under my shoulders.
The company is under your shoulders. So it's fair to say that you are abreast with the day-to-day runnings of the GTSC.
Generally, yes.
And in an ideal situation, you should know the nook and crook of the company.
Very well.
Mr. Kanye, can you confirm for the record that indeed a summons was issued to you from this committee asking for the submission of documents?
Yes, I can confirm that it was received by my office and I saw the summons. I think it was dated 8th of July.
I presume you have your copy?
Yes, I have.
Great. And in fact, you responded to that summons, didn't you?
That's correct, Counsel.
You equally have a copy of your response?
I have it with me as well.
Can you Aside from your response, you made a statement and submitted some documents to this committee, isn't that so?
Yes, through the investigators.
Through the investigators,
On the
yes.
21st of July.
That's correct. Honorable Chair, I would ask that the documents presented by Mr. Kanyi, the witness, General Manager of GTSC, be identified to be forming part of the exhibits. And I would identify them in this manner. The statement of Mr. C.D. Kanyi being GTSC 1, the summons issued by this very committee under your hand, Honorable Chair, being GTSC 2, the response to the summons dated the 14th day of July 2025 being GTSC 3, and lastly, pardon me, not lastly, a document dated the 7th day of December issued to the General Manager, GTSC, by Secretary to the Commission, that is the Janneh Commission, one Alhaji Mamadi Quran, being GTSC 4. Chair, please guide me. I believe my count is right. 4. Oh, thank you. Another letter issued to the General Manager, GTSC, also issued by Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Quran, Secretary to the Commission, dated the 23rd of January 2018, being GTSC 5. Therein is an attachment of an order, a 2-page order. Another letter dated the 6th of February 2018, issued by the government controller, vehicle controller, that is the controller of government vehicles, and issued to the commander, State Guard of State House, to be GTSC 6. Another letter, Honorable Chair, this time issued to the chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry. It doesn't state which commission, but we assume it is the Janneh Commission. It is issued by GTSC on behalf of the General Manager by the Chief Engineer. It's dated the 17th of October 2018, and I suggest we mark it as GTSC 7. The last, Honorable Chair, is a letter again from GTSC to the chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry. It's a copy, so okay. So it is also issued for the General Manager by the Mechanical Engineer on the 16th of November 2018, I suggest we mark it as GTSC 8. And those are the documents. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Mr. Kari.
Yes, Council.
In your letter, in response to the summons, which has been now marked as GTSC 3, which is your letter of the 14th of July, 2025, you stated that you had no records or documents in your possession concerning the work or implementation of the Janneh Commission. Isn't that correct?
Reading from the content of the letter, yes.
Yes. Perhaps for the record, I would ask that you read your letter carefully, slowly, at your own pace.
No, I signed this. I wrote this letter. It's okay.
Yes, we wish
Unless
for
you want me to read it out.
Yes, we want
the
the
whole letter.
Indeed.
That's okay.
The record should reflect the content of the letter.
Okay. So that's a letter dated 14th July 2025, addressed to the Clerk of the National Assembly, National Assembly Building, Regional Pine.
Perhaps we can dispense with the address.
Okay, good.
And just the heading and the content.
The heading is response to summons, in bracket reference ME/TEMP/01 in bracket 39. And it continues, non-possession of assets or documents related to former President Yahya AJJ Jammeh. And it continues, dear sir, we refer to your summons dated 8 July 2025, issued under Section 109 of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia 1997 and Order 102 of the Standing Orders. We acknowledge receipt of the above mentioned or above referenced summons requiring our company to produce documents and records pertaining to the assets allegedly linked to former President Yahya AJJ Jammeh. In response, we wish to state unequivocally that the Gambia Transport Service Company, GTSC, has never held, purchased, managed, or been a party to any transaction or arrangement involving any assets, documents, or materials belonging to or connected with the former President Yahya AJJ Jammeh. Furthermore, GTSC does not possess, nor has it ever had in its custody or control any records, inventory, or valuation reports of buses, vehicles, or any other property associated with the former president. We trust this clarifies our position and reaffirm our commitment to cooperating with lawful inquiries to the fullest extent possible. We remain committed to upholding our responsibilities as a corporate entity and stand ready to assist the National Assembly in any future matters within our purview. Should the committee require any further verification, we remain available to assist. Yours sincerely, C.D. Kani, General Manager, GTSC.
And Mr. Kani, the spirit of your letter transcended to your statement. Isn't that so? And perhaps, do you have a copy of your statement before you?
I don't have, no.
If I could ask that the Secretariat afford Mr. Kani
That would be good, yes.
with a copy of his statement.
One statement.
Yes, one. A two-page statement.
So I would like that you confirm that this is your statement and those are your words.
Yes, I remember this. A few days ago.
Please read paragraph 10.
To conclude, I reiterate that GTSC never purchased any buses from the Commission We had no formal dealings with them beyond the brief informal meeting I described. If the Janneh Commission's correspondence exists within GTSC records, I will make an effort to retrieve the relevant documents, including any letters and associated minutes. I will cooperate fully with the inquiry and assist in reaching out to Mr. Diouf and Mr. Cisse, that's Usman Diouf and Khalifa Cisse, the authors of the 2 letters you had as exhibits, as they were more directly involved.
Mr. Kani,
Yes, Council.
can you walk this committee through the steps GTSC took, or yourself as the general manager? What steps did you take before concluding that there were no documents in your possession?
When we received the summons dated 8th of July, I will admit that our initial reaction or our concentration was mainly on the sale of the buses or the vehicles. And it was something that was in the air countrywide. So it was, let me admit, more of a knee-jerk reaction. A knee-jerk reaction. As I said, the 18 months break I had in my service kind of affected my judgment. It was the letter that the Janneh Commission wrote to GTSC in 2017 December. I was not in office then. I was not in office, so when I resumed, there was no handing over notes on this issue. So there was that information blackout when I resumed. So it was in January that the second letter came, reminder. Then I was just few weeks after my resumption. When I saw that letter, it was when I met the investigators last week that I recollected seeing those letters, which I addressed to my technical team to deal with those areas. And since then, I did not have any direct involvement in the exercise. That was why our response to the letter dated from Parliament, letter dated 8, was written on that basis. But as I said, it was as a result of a sudden reaction. Yes. So when the investigator showed me some of the letters that GTSC wrote to the Janneh Commission, I recollected. Then a day after that, 22nd, I was able to retrieve all the relevant documents that you read out to all of us and send them by email to one of your colleagues here.
So, Mr. Kaji, I must confess, it is refreshing to hear that you admit that there was a sort of lapse on your end. However, nonetheless, at the time of issuing the issuance of summons by this honorable committee, was there any internal file review of all the email correspondences, other correspondences that perhaps pertained to this issue? Is it just that you assume that since you had no recollection of it, you thought that there was no such communication?
No, upon receipt of the summons, there was an internal attempt to search for those documents. But there was nothing like specific reference or date or whatever. So as I said, we were all in blackout. So when I was here on the 21st, facing the investigation, showing me those documents, I went back that day. Then luckily we were able to trace all of them that same day and send them by email to the committee.
So what you submitted is the documents that were shown to you by the investigators?
I think the one signed by Mr. Usman Diouf, that triggered our all to search for more.
So initially, my point is, initially, when the summons was issued, an extensive search was not made.
No, but there was an attempt by myself, my admin staff, and others.
So I would like you to expound on that attempt. Okay. There's the attempt, it beats my mind why the attempt would fail. So please expound on that a bit. I'm trying to be as courteous to you as possible, to give you the benefit of the doubt. Please explain to us how and why that attempt failed.
Upon return from the investigators, my meeting with them, I went back that same day.
So this is after the issuance of the summons. That would be before your meeting with the investigators of this committee.
After the issuance of the summons,
to produce.
Yes, there was just, let me call it a loose attempt by me and my secretary and other admin staff to try and dig into 2017 records. But as I said, that was like a difficult period for GTSC. It was a difficult one. So we may not have all the records or in our memory, everything. So the meeting with the investigators, I must go back to that, kind of triggered.
Okay,
just go back.
Just a minute. You said it triggered your memory. When you say your memory, you mean the institution's memory?
Yes.
You mentioned that it was a loose attempt.
Yes.
I would like that you expound on that, what you mean by a loose attempt. You also mentioned that 2017 was a difficult period for GTSC. I would also like that you expound on that.
Okay, loose attempt here, instructing somebody to quickly search for records of 2017 on Janneh Commission correspondence with GTSC. And as I said, since we do not have, based on the summons, no specific date or any reference, no guide, it was difficult. It was difficult.
On that point,
yes, please.
if I may, is it always that you would need a reference to trace a document? Aren't references your own mechanism?
Yes.
And in fact, references are your own mechanism to be able to trace documents, correct?
True.
So, if the mechanism is a reference, why is it being weaponized against the National Assembly?
No, not being weaponized. My message is it facilitates your search. If you don't have it, it makes it a bit challenging. But once you get something that will trigger your memory, then it makes it easy.
So let's guide me here.
Yes, please.
Someone walks into your institution and asks for a certain record. And of course, that person would not be privy to the reference, correct?
Yeah.
That person would be perhaps privy to the subject matter. And the person describes the subject matter to you.
Okay.
Would you then insist that the person gives you a specific record, reference?
I would not.
So
I would not.
This is my difficulty in comprehending your statement that because there was no reference, it made it difficult. I believe the essence of a reference in the first place is to ease the search
Yes.
and record of documents.
As I said before.
Yes. So I believe the summons also gave you a very identifiable subject matter.
True.
A specific subject matter.
True.
Within a limited time frame.
Yes.
Again, what is the relevance of a reference as regards to our summons?
It will give you some tracking guide. Tracking guide.
So are you saying that without the reference you cannot find documents?
No, you can find it. This is why we are able to find it. You can find it.
I believe you were only able to find it when you were shown the documents by our investigation team,
Yes.
thereby admitting that they were in your records.
Very well.
So in fact, you were not able to find it in the first place because of an, as you put it, a loose search.
Council, let me correct that. I was shown only one letter written by Mr. Juf. That's the November 2018 by the investigators. All the others that may be with you or which I sent to Mr. Dumbuya by email were provided by GTSC.
And they were provided after our investigation team prompted yourself.
That's exactly what I said.
Yes, and that is the difficulty. That is my difficulty in comprehending and taking it. You see, I'm stressing this point.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to move on from the point because it defeats logic that a whole institution that has archives, has records, cannot trace its own records.
In my initial statement, Council, I said our response to the summons was initially triggered by a knee-jerk reaction, which I admitted. So that alone explained everything. So after that, I think we later saw light in the whole process.
Fine. I will take that for now.
Thank you.
So then you went back after interaction with our investigation team
Yes.
and discovered some documents.
Very well.
Can you take us through those documents, just briefly, nothing too extensive?
One is our, well, it's the whole set. The letter dated 17th of December 2017 from the Janneh Commission, addressed to GTSC, signed by the Secretary to the Commission.
You mean the 7th? Is it the 17th or the
7th, yes. 7th December 2017.
Proceed.
Then the other one is the reminder sent to GTSC on the same subject matter, dated 23rd January 2018, which I minuted to my team to have a meeting on it. And then attached to that reminder was an order, a 2-page order, signed by the chairman of the commission, dated 12th of December 2017. Then there is another document from the Commander State Guard, or to the Commander State Guards State House, signed by Chief Superintendent Famara Sediba. It was also seen by me, and I sent it out to file and then for further action. Another letter from GTSC dated 17th October 2018 with heading Assessment of Vehicles is a short letter signed by Mr. Khalifa Sise, Chief Engineer. Then the last one dated 16th November 2018 with heading Vehicle Assessment / Valuation Report on Vehicles Acquired by ex-President Janneh from Public Fund. Is a 2-page letter signed by Mr. Usman Juve, Mechanical Engineer. These were the documents I sent to Mr. Dumbuya on the 22nd of July, 24 hours after my meeting with the investigators, by email.
Thank you, Mr. Kani. So just for the record, Honorable Chair, the witness is referring to GTSC 4, GTSC 5, GTSC 6, GTSC 7, and GTSC 8 of our record. Mr. Kani.
Yes, Counsel.
You do understand that your submission of these documents is a direct contradiction to the letter you issued. Now, I understand you mentioned that it was a knee-jerk reaction, but we still have to interrogate that.
Yeah, it's direct contradiction.
And you do also understand that it, whether done intentionally, negligently, or oversighted, it undermines the mandate of this committee. Do you understand that?
I didn't mean to.
No, but I understand that you didn't mean to, so perhaps it was oversighted.
Yes.
The question is whether you understand that it undermines our mandate as a committee.
Okay.
Don't worry, you don't need legal representation to answer the question. You may answer the question. Just to remind you of the statement of the chair, nothing you say here can be taken as liability towards any court proceedings. Of course, everything you say here, you will be held accountable by the National Assembly.
Accepted.
So what is your answer?
I don't think my response to the, knee-jerk response to the letter will undermine the Assembly's authority.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. It was corrected by the statement that I gave to the investigators later on, and followed by the email I sent to them.
Fair enough. Mr. Khan, you have been an administrator for quite a while.
Yes.
And you have been an administrator for this particular institution since inception.
Indeed.
Do you usually respond on knee-jerk reactions?
No.
So what warranted you to respond to the apex oversight body of the country in this manner?
As I said, Council, that when we received the letter, I think our judgment was clouded by the fact that in the air in the Gambia, all over, the whole issue about the Janneh assets were sale of the assets, auctioning of them, disposal of them. So it didn't occur to us, to me particularly, that we had any records in terms of assessment and orders.
But we issued a summons, you agree?
Yes, very well, very well.
And the summons was very clear.
Yes.
In fact, if you were clouded by what was in the public domain,
Yes.
the summons would have cleared that cloud.
Very well.
So you do accept that,
I agree.
indeed, your actions impeded this committee's mandate, because we would have to revisit the issue of GTSE not once, not twice.
My apologies for that, if it had caused any inconvenience.
Mr. Kanye, I can see very well that you are very remorseful, and perhaps I can even state on the record for the Honorable Chair and members that, honestly, I can see that Mr. Kanye is very remorseful. But with all due respect, that is not my question. My question is whether you understand that those actions tend to impede our mandate.
I would say so because it took about a week before I was able to supply the required documents to the committee.
So can we say that the documents you have sent to this committee are every single document in your possession?
No, it includes, well, that wasn't submitted by me, but the author of the letter, that's the letter dated 16th November 2018, the attached assessment report was also provided by the author of that very letter to the committee through the investigators here a few days ago. That's the vehicle assessment and valuation report. I didn't provide that directly, but it was provided by Mr. Juf through GTSC.
Can you say that again? It was provided, I'm still struggling to understand. You are the general manager of GTSC.
Yes.
You said you did not provide us these documents directly.
Yes.
It was provided by one of your subordinates.
Under my instructions.
Through GTSC.
Yes.
So of course you're the general manager.
Yes.
I believe you will take the ownership of all these documents.
Very well.
So indeed it was submitted by yourself.
I will take that. I will take that.
So my question was, are these the only documents in relation to this committee's mandate that are in the possession of GTSC?
Yes, the ones I read out as the exhibits and the report here. Yes, they are the only ones.
Do we have this report?
Yes, it was provided.
When was it provided?
I think a day, 22nd or 23rd, a few days ago. To
Who was it provided to?
Mr. Dumbuya. For the investigators, I need to confirm with Mr. Juf.
So Kanye, with all due respect, the summons was clear.
Yes.
The summons had an addressee. And the addressee, do you have the summons with you?
Yes, I have it.
Please, perhaps let's take some time to read the summons, the entirety of the summons.
I've read it, Council. I've read it. I think what happened in my statement, when I mentioned Mr. Juf and Mr. Khalifa, I think that was the time they contacted them. And he provided the complete assessment report on behalf of GTSC.
What I'm referring to is the summons issued by this committee,
Okay.
which should be on our records, Honorable Chair, as GTSC 2. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I have a copy. I have a copy, Counsel.
Can you read in explicit terms a copy, the summons? Can you read it?
Is heading summons to produce. Address to General Manager, Gambia Transport Service Company Limited, Kanifing. Whereas the Special Select Committee established by the National Assembly of the Republic of the Gambia on the 14th day of May 2025 is conducting an inquiry into the sale and disposal of the assets identified by the Commission of Inquiry into the financial activities of public bodies, enterprises, and offices as regards their dealings with former President Yahya A.J. Jammeh and connected matters, in bracket the Commission. Whereas it has been determined by the said committee that you may have information that is of interest to the inquiry, and whereas it has also been determined by the said committee that you may possess or have control over documents relevant to the subject of the said inquiry, you are hereby summoned to produce copies of all documents, records, correspondence, or any other material in your possession, custody, or control relating to the subject matter of the inquiry, including but not limited to the full inventory of the buses and other vehicles of the former President Yahya A.J. Jammeh, with chassis numbers and valuation reports. You are required to respond to these summons not later than 21st day of July 2025 at 1600 hours, and to submit the same to the Clerk of the National Assembly at New Assembly Building, Regional Pi Lane, Banjul, The Gambia. Take note that all documents, records, correspondence, or any other material to be submitted in response to these summons shall be made in copies of 3 originals or certified true copies and placed, where possible, in sealed envelopes marked for the attention of the Special Select Committee. Take further notice, that failure to comply with the summons, make full disclosure, or deliberately concealing any material evidence from the committee shall constitute contempt of the National Assembly. Dated this 8th day of July 2025. Signed by Chairperson and Clerk of the National Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Kani. I will just, for the sake of the record, and I'm very sorry, Honorable Chair, I know this is very tedious and boring, but it's important that we stress some of these things. I would go to the second paragraph of the recital of the summons, and which is the second whereas, for reference purposes. It says, Mr. Kani, whereas it has been determined by the said committee, which is this committee, that you, which you're referring to GTSC, through you of course, may have information that is of interest to this inquiry. I'll skip the next paragraph and say, you are hereby summoned to produce copies of all documents, records, correspondences, or any other material in your possession, custody, or control relating to the subject matter of the inquiry, including and but not limited to the full inventory of buses and other vehicles of the former president, Yahya A.J. Jammeh, which chassis numbers and valuation reports. Yes. Just to stop there for a moment, Mr. Kani, I agree with you and I commend you for outrightly putting your hands up and waving a white flag to say that a mistake was made on your part. However, what I refuse to accept is that a person like yourself, who has extensive formal education, oversight. Sorry, Honorable Chair, if I may ask the Secretariat or the technical team to assist me with this mic. If I can get another mic. Thank you. As I was saying, what I find troubling is that despite the fact that there was a lot of talk in town, as you put it, about the assets of the former president and the dealings of the Janneh Commission, your summons, or rather the summons issued to you, is very clear. It has nothing in relation to sales just yet. Okay. In fact, the paragraph I just read to you is explicit with regards to an inventory and valuation reports, which in your statement you have mentioned that the GTSE frequently do and have the expertise to do.
Yes.
So before I proceed, please enlighten me on where the confusion is with regards to this summons.
Council, there was no confusion. Maybe if I can refer you to our response to this summons, the last two paragraphs, where especially the middle of the paragraph before the last one, he said, we remain committed to upholding our responsibility as a corporate entity and stand ready to assist the National Assembly in any future matters within our purview. And we close by saying that we remain available to assist. I think there was that willingness that based on what we have available, we'll provide it, we'll cooperate. So we were a bit mindful. We are not like damning to say we don't have anything, never and never and never.
Okay, I will take that momentarily, but I'll also ask you to read the first line of the second paragraph.
Of which one?
Of your statement that you just referred me to.
Okay. That we state unequivocally that the GTSE has never held. Yes.
No, continue. That's
never held, purchased, managed, or been a party to any transaction or arrangement involving any assets, documents, or material belonging to or connected with the former President Janneh.
Okay, so you see my confusion.
Yes.
You state that in the last, or second to last paragraph, you left it open. But what you left open was the fact that you are willing to assist.
Yes.
I find this very evasive.
Okay.
Because in the second paragraph, you mentioned, and perhaps, Mr. Kanye, if you can help me understand what the meaning of unequivocally means, because for all intents and purposes, I believe unequivocally is very damning. It's very final. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I will agree, based on the meaning of the word.
And based on the communication of the letter.
Okay.
I don't want to force any words in your mouth.
Based on
Do you agree?
of the letter on that paragraph, but the last two paragraphs is something else. And then subsequent developments leading to me providing documents, at least will give that dilution of our strong position.
The subsequent submissions are in fact, in my mind, or to my mind, contradict this letter.
Yes.
And your concluding remarks in this letter do not in any way say that you would look further. It does not say that. It says you will be ready to help. But you have searched and you have not found anything, if I put it in plain English.
Going by this letter.
We're talking about this letter.
Yes.
Yes. So where is it left open here? I'm confused.
No, we were careful. See, sometimes, as I said, council have to go back to my statement. Knee-jerk reaction. Yes. And if you look at my statement to the investigator.
You see, Mr. Kanye, when you mentioned knee-jerk reaction,
yes,
in all honesty, I wished to commend you.
yes,
But as we go into your testimony, you keep trying to find a scapegoat to say that you left it open, that you know, you were willing to help. If at all you had admitted that, yes, it was a mistake, let's move on from it, fine. I do not mind moving from this point.
That's what I think I said. Sorry, I'm not interrupting, but that's what I think.
Go ahead.
Okay. That's, I think, what I think I said since the beginning, that we reacted out of whatever clouded judgment. So,
but you see, Mr. Kanye,
yes, please.
When you say a knee-jerk reaction, it was a mistake, I can take. But when you add clouded judgment, you are trying to find a way out. And I've just read for you our summons to produce, which has no clouds on it. In fact, it is very clear. It has nothing to do with sales, in fact. I don't believe, apart from the title of the committee, I don't believe the word sales was mentioned in the part summoning you and asking you to produce documents. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Was it mentioned anywhere?
I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't read it thoroughly. It's okay.
So this is my issue. If you say it's a knee-jerk reaction, we are all human. We can make mistakes.
Yes.
And we could take that as a committee. Well, I don't wish to speak for the chair, but I would urge that the committee take that. You're human.
Yes.
However, if you want to excuse that to say you were confused or you were clouded, I would respectfully urge that the committee do not accept that explanation, because our summons, once more, is very clear as to what the committee requires.
Maybe, Council, if I may say, probably it's the usage of the words or so. But my message here was that we kind of had some missteps in our response, and being human, we are prone to mistakes. Yes.
Fantastic. Let's move on.
Yes.
So back to my question.
Okay.
You have submitted documents that we have marked GTSC 4 to GTSC 8.
Okay.
But in this small interface that we just had, you pulled out another document, and I asked whether you submitted that to the committee.
Yes.
And you said you did.
We did. Yes.
I referred you to the summons. Can we go to the last paragraph in the first page of the summons? If you wish, I can read it for you.
No, it's okay.
You,
Which says to take further.
No, the last paragraph of the first page of the summons.
Oh, you are required to. Is that the one?
Yes.
You are required to respond to these summons not later than 21st day of July 2025 at 1600 hours, and to submit the same to the Clerk of the National Assembly at New Assembly Building, Regional Pi Lane, Banjul, the Gambia.
So again, our summons was very clear as to where you should submit documents.
Indeed.
You are required to submit no later than 21st at 4 p.m.
Yes.
At a disclosed location, and the addressee was identified as the Clerk of the National Assembly. Correct?
Yes, Council.
So we can understand that after interaction with the investigation team, they asked you to submit some documents.
Yes.
And to submit it to them. Yes. That is perfectly understandable.
Okay.
But any subsequent submission after that, which was not prompted by the investigators, isn't it reasonable that you would comply with the summons and submit it as prescribed by the summons?
Yes, Council. But what happened, like the way I submitted those documents that I read out to you, the letters from the Commission and our responses, they were submitted to, let me call it, through the investigators, to Mr. Doumbia by email. And Mr. Juve's telephone number was provided to the investigator by me, and he was contacted directly I think he had an interface with them. That was the time they requested for the submission of the complete assessment report, which he provided to them.
Thank you. So it is your testimony that the document you just referred to was not submitted by you, but by Mr. Juf.
Yes.
Mr. Juf is still working for GTSC.
As the head of department.
And he's your subordinate.
Yes.
And of course, you'll be in the know-how of anything he will submit to the National Assembly.
Very well.
Okay. I'll not belabor on this point any longer. I'll let the committee conclude. Back to an earlier question.
Okay.
Are these the only documents in the records? You mentioned that you did a loose search, and then you were prompted by the investigators to do a better search.
A better search.
Is that better search a thorough search?
It's a thorough search, and then capped by the assessment report that Mr. Juf submitted.
Do you have a copy of that report?
Yes, it's here with me, Council.
Can we have a copy of it for the benefit of the committee?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kani.
Thank you, Council.
Can I retain this copy?
Yes, please, you can.
Great. Honorable Chair, we wish to admit a bundle of documents which, frankly, we do not have the time and the space to count, but I would wish to tender them in as a series. Perhaps later we can identify that series and provide it to the committee as GTSC 9. So eventually there will be GTSC 9A, B, C, and so forth, and so on. But the series is GTSC 9.
That's fine, thank you.
If I may be guided by the record, whether GTSC 9 exists.
GTSC 9, the last was 8.
Thank you. So it stands as GTSC 9. Aside from what you have just submitted, in addition to what you earlier submitted, Mr. Kanye, are there any other documents that are relevant to the mandate of this committee that are currently in the possession of GTSC?
I will say no.
Mr. Kani, you had mentioned that one Mr. Juf and one Mr. Please remind me of the other gentleman.
Khalifa Cisse.
Cisse.
Khalifa Cisse.
Khalifa Cisse were more abreast with the issues at the time.
Yes, please.
We would urge that perhaps we would allow you to leave for today in order to get a briefing, because you are the general manager.
Yes.
In order to get a briefing from these two individuals, and we would ask the Honorable Chair to schedule the witness on Wednesday, 11 a.m. to continue or to begin substantively his testimony.
Noted, that's fine.
Aside from that, Honorable Chair, we would pass the baton to you momentarily.
Council, this Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
This Wednesday at 11.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kanyi. Since we are going to get you back on Wednesday, most of the members want to reserve their questions for you until on Wednesday when you come back so that they can have some privileged information to the document that you submitted. But however, Honorable Janneh will still have some clarifications to make, and he will be one to ask. Honorable, if you can go.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Kanyi?
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Equally, I could have waited until you come back on Wednesday, but as you have rightly alluded earlier, as humans, sometimes we tend to forget with issues. So as such, I just want to take up my questions with you in order to seek for clarity, but strictly it might be around your statement.
Okay.
To begin with, Mr. Kanyi, it seems the country is facing crisis around corruption led by our elites. And as such, my question is, have you received the order from the Commission dated 12/12/2017?
12/12.
Yes.
12th of December 2017.
17, yes.
I was not in office then, but I did not see it in our records.
You didn't see in your records?
The only ones I was able to see were the ones dated 7th of December, then a reminder 23rd of January.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Kanyi, what role do your office play around the valuation of the buses that were in your custody?
We deployed a technical team headed by Mr. Khalifa Sise, the then head of technical department, and assisted by Mr. Youth, who was his immediate assistant, and another senior staff. They went around to all the places where we have the vehicles parked. Vehicles here included buses, trucks, mainly, totaling 70 of them, 70, based on what I shared with Council. 70 vehicles in total. Their role was to assess every vehicle from scratch to the end and attach values on them based on their current condition. And they were required to highlight any defects, any damages on them to get the final market value. It was an exercise that spanned over several weeks, from March or April 2018 up to October or November 2018. So it's a span of about six months. Yes, so they submitted their final report to the Janneh Commission in November 2018.
Mr. Kanyi,
Yes.
do you have a copy of this report?
Which report? The assessment report.
The valuation report.
That's what I shared with Council just now.
That's what you shared with him just now.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Because with what we also have, No, let me not even get there. Or let's just look at this document. Now, until you come back, we will get there. I don't want to get there not to, preempt. With this report you shared with us, GTSC, GM, on the last 2 pages, do you look at it?
Which report are you talking about? I need to see this.
No. Okay, this is from. Yeah, no, this is from.
Council,
Yes, Chair.
there is an attachment to this.
It's not part of it.
Okay, good.
It's not part of it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, because that confused me. I'm more of seeing.
That was perhaps an error from photocopy.
Okay. Mr. Kai,
Yes.
I want to refer you to 2 other letters.
Okay.
One, I think, was authored on your behalf, which is, yeah, it should be GTS 545. It was signed by one Khalifa Cisse. It says the assessment of vehicles, CS.
I have a copy here.
You have a copy?
Yes, Honorable.
So just for clarity purpose, it's just a straightforward question. Was this authored on your behalf or it was authored by Khalifa Cisse? Unlike the next letter on the next page.
Both were authored on behalf of the company under my watch.
Under your watch?
Yes.
So will it be correct to say you were aware about these letters?
Yes.
In your statement, Mr. Kanye,
Yes.
I think number 9, if my mind can serve me. Yeah? 8 or 9, I think 8. You said 8, I read. You said, I find this as a surprise. As such actions, especially conducting valuation or reading to the commission without my knowledge, are highly irregular, abnormal. I believe we need to hear directly from Mr. Juve to understand. Before getting to Mr. Juve, I think it will be important to start with you. That is to say, then these letters that you claim were written on your behalf without your notice or knowledge, actually is not right.
Yes, upon first sight of those letters, I couldn't remember working on those letters through Mr. Juve and team. But when I went back, as I said before to the council, I was able to retrieve all of them, including that particular letter.
So, Mr. Kanye, are you telling this committee that you are not au fait with the records within your office?
No, I never said that.
No, I'm not saying that's what you said. I'm putting that question to you.
I said,
In contrary, allow me,
okay.
in contrary to your own statement, and also taking reference of these 2 letters.
Yes.
Because in your statement you said it was a surprise for you to see letters being authored on your behalf and signed on your behalf without your knowledge. Going back to records,
Okay.
there are also indications showing the letter that was authored by Mr. Kanye, Mr. Kanye, Juve rather,
Juve.
not only, sorry, Kanye is yourself, Juve and Cisse.
Cisse.
Rather, one I think Juve signed for you or on your behalf.
Both signed on my behalf.
No, but with Mr. Khalifa Cisse, I don't think he signed on your behalf, but instead he copied your office.
No, read it properly. There is space between chief engineer and 4 general manager. The letter dated 17th October 20.
Allow us to cross.
Yes.
I have seen the 4 general manager.
There is space between them.
Yes, and you said you were caught by surprise until we are able to engage them. But bringing it back to you.
Can I correct that?
Please do.
Yes, when I was shown the letter written by Mr. Juf, that's the one dated what? Just a minute. 16th November 2018. That's what the investigator showed me.
Exactly.
And I said, well, I cannot remember seeing this or working on this, but it would surprise me a lot if this was written for GM, for general manager, without my knowledge. But I said, notwithstanding, I'll go back to GTSC to look into our records. So I said within 24 hours, I was able to retrieve all of them and send them by email to Mr. Dumbia.
Okay, Mr. Khan, aside from retrieving these 2 letters, do you take it upon yourself to engage both Mr. Juf and Mr. Cisse to understand the reason behind them acting on your behalf without your knowledge?
No. They acted on my behalf with my knowledge. Just that I said I forgot that it happened.
Okay, meaning you were aware?
Oh yes. They are genuinely from GTSC when I was there.
Okay, I'm now clear. Okay. So meaning the allegation that they acted on your behalf was in the case, right?
No.
Okay. A final one. Mr. Kani,
yes.
Why do you make a deliberate decision not to act on the court order, whilst you alluded that your company, that is GTSC, were urgently in need of fleets? Why do you make that personal decision?
Which court order is that, Honorable?
Not the court order, the Commission's order for GTSC to actually take charge to do the valuation of the bosses?
No, we complied. We complied.
No, but you know, Mr. Kanye, do you know what is really confusing me?
Okay.
That is to say, the statement
yes.
that you shared with us, that's where I'm taking my questions from. As I said, I'm going to limit myself to the questions. And I think on number 6, and I read, as far as I am aware, GTSC never received those buses. Despite our urgent need for fleet expansion at the time, I made a deliberate decision not to pursue that acquisition.
The background to this statement, this portion, was a question posed by the investigators to me, that did you buy any one of those buses that you assessed? That's the response to that question. There is background to it.
Yeah, you know, I was not part of,
exactly.
You know what I mean, and it's important for you to be cleared with issues.
Because the reason, okay, I said deliberately, but the reason was that we assessed those buses and attached values to them. How then could we buy them? Insider trading, open conflict of interest. Yes.
Okay. I think that's fine. We will leave the rest until you come back. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Kanyi.
Thank you.
I just want to put up some statement regarding the mandate of this committee.
Okay.
I am so you're aware that the operations of the Janneh Commission in the past have actually caused some mistrust among, citizens. The way the operation was done and what it has led to. So the committee is looking into the disposals and trying to see whether things were transparent or not. And from records, your company that you are leading, you are heading, has been mentioned, and of course, not you as City Kanyi, but the company that has been mentioned to to take charge of certain things. So that's the reason why you are here. So we will definitely want you to cooperate with us and ensure that any document that is in possession, that is in your possession as general manager of the company, to provide for this committee. Because without your cooperation as well, we will not be able to get to conclusion. And definitely we want to get to conclusion and then provide a report for this parliament to take further actions. If anybody fails to do that, there is a consequence to that. And we do not want to get there. So we will implore you to support us as much as possible to get us any document that the council requested, if they are in your possession as well. Council, any more clarification before we?
Honorable Chair, just to say that if Mr. Kani would go back and still, just to reiterate what you just stated, still do an extensive search this time, not a loose search, but an extensive search.
Noted.
And if there are any documents retrieved, to submit it before coming to the Assembly.
And perhaps just to mention, Council,
in the manner prescribed by the summons to the Clerk of the National Assembly.
Okay, that's fine.
so the documents that is supposed to provide, some of them are mentioned in the summon as well, especially in the report as well. I don't know, I don't want to mention the report. I know the valuation report will be important for us as well, if the assessment that your team have done, where they submitted the report to the Janneh Commission, but I think a copy should be at the office as well. And all other documents, perhaps, that has connection to what the Janneh Commission was doing from your company. So thank you so very much. Mr.
I don't know.
You want to say something?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to say, as far as GTC is concerned, our role in these ex-Janneh vehicles, or vehicles of the ex-president, was capped or stopped at our submission of the assessment report with this cover letter dated 16th of November 2018, as far as we know. So that was our role, based on even the letters from the Commission, to assess the vehicles and submit a report. That we did, and to us, that was the end of our role or engagement with the Commission.
And if you say a report, what is the report? Is it just a letter that's sent to the Janneh Commission, or a detailed assessment of?
It's a cover letter that we all have. Attached to it is a 70-page table of all the 70 vehicles that we assessed. Yes.
All right, that's fine. We will look at the document as required, and then Wednesday we will get you back.
Okay.
But before then, if there is still anything you can provide for us,
Okay.
please, you can do so.
Okay.
Thank you so very
I
much.
just want to say, if there is anything that we might have left out that is maybe with the committee, please, let's work on it together. It will help us. But I would say this for the records, that GTSC under me, or GTSC as it is, has no intentions whatsoever to hide anything from any institution. Not to talk about the National Assembly. We promise full cooperation, full disclosure.
That's fine. That's
for
fine.
the records.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, Council. Thank you, honorable colleagues, media, and everyone present. We adjourn the meeting for today, and then we will be back tomorrow on the 29th of July 2025 for another witness. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.